What is up, people? Welcome to the Bibs Corner podcast. This is my first episode. I was going to do like an introductory episode where I talked about all the things that I wanted to do with this podcast, but basically it's just giving me another outlet. I know a lot of people don't read or don't have time to read, prefer the audio format, so basically anything that I'm writing about I'll also put into an audio format just to kind of see how it works, try to diversify my content. So with this first episode, it's kind of weird talking to yourself, but we're going to try to make it work. With this first episode, I wanted to address something that's been on my mind for a while, something that we're not getting away from anytime soon, and that is the division within MFFL Twitter. If you're on Twitter, it's kind of impossible for you not to notice there's a ton of tension between fans of the team for various reasons. But I do believe that there is one key root cause to all of the drama. And that answer is Dirk. I believe that for most of our lives, so for me, for example, I'm 31 years old. I became a fan when I was probably about 7. That would have been in like 95. So I break my fanhood up into 3 different parts. I have the pre-Dirk era where I was more of a casual fan. The during Dirk era where my passion for the game and for the Mavericks grew, and a love for the team and for everything it stood for grew. Supporting Dirk and defending Dirk online, became a thing for all of us. And now Dirk is retired, so the third phase of my fanhood is the post-Dirk era. So in the Dirk era, which was most of my fanhood, the social media became a thing during that era. I spent most of that time pre-social media as pretty much the only Mavs fan I knew. Every now and then I'd run into a different person, but MFFL Twitter really changed the game for me as far as being able to talk about the Mavericks on a deep level with multiple people, a lot of people. I moved out of Texas right after I became a fan, so I spent a lot of time around fans of other teams. Anyway, so, Twitter became a thing really about 2008 or so. 2007, the seeds were kind of planted. 2006 or 7, I don't remember when MySpace started. The social media seeds were planted. You had little fan groups or what have you. But Twitter is where it really took off. And I personally started adding a ton of Mavericks fans around 2010, 9 or 10 or so, before the run. And then I added a way more, like right after the championship. I just went on an adding spree. And that's when, MFFL Twitter really took off. So while Dirk was playing, I think our goals were very clear. In the years leading up to the championship, every year it was, 50 wins. We're contending. Everybody was on the same page. We're trying to win a ring. We're trying to win a ring for Dirk. When we won the ring, the field kind of shifted. It shifted for Mark Cuban. It shifted for fans. And, we would spend the summer hoping that we would get a superstar, or some people would. And nobody was going to hold that against anybody. We were still somewhat on the same page. We want the best for our team. We want to put a winner around Dirk while he's still here. So every year, no matter who we sign, Chris Kaman, Sam Dallenberg, whoever it was, knew we were, regardless of what the roster was, we just wanted to be as competitive as possible for Dirk. So during all those years, we were all, again, on the same page, just trying to fight for Dirk. So then 2017 comes, and for the first time, we're going into the draft with a top 10 pick, and we can start looking at the future. We can start looking at picking a piece who could potentially be the future. That became Dennis Smith. We were on our way. We were transitioning from the we must compete era to now we got to build for the future. And that's when Team Tank happened. And this is where the seeds of division were planted. A lot of people were very embracing of the idea of tanking. A lot of people were openly rooting for losses and getting upset when the team won during the 2017 to 2019 type era, or 2019 type run. A lot of people were upset about this, and annoyed that there are fans out there that can call themselves fans while rooting for their team to not win games. And again, that's where a lot of the division, the seeds were planted, the trees started to sprout for a lot of the issues that we have now. So we had Dennis. We continued to tank. The next year, things were looking even better. We're going to get a higher pick. We didn't think we would have a shot at certain things. Most people were looking at getting a big in the 5 to 9 range. We ended up with the 5th pick. It seemed pretty clear to most people that Luka Doncic would definitely be gone. However, the Suns were very much in love with Ayton. The Kings were seemingly in love with Bagley. And now a window had opened up. No Mavs fan could really see what was about to happening, besides the Dreamers. But the Atlanta Hawks decided, for whatever reason, I don't care what you think the reason was, that they preferred to get Trae Young and an extra pick versus taking Luka Doncic for their future. So then we end up with Luka. He comes in, and we had the small, short-lived Dennis and Luka era. I personally saw the writing on the wall as soon as Luka was picked, because I saw him as a point guard, and I thought that both players were players that need the ball in their hands to be effective. Luka was years ahead of Dennis as far as his development, and I just didn't see it working long term. And obviously, that became Kristaps Porzingis, and Tim Hardaway Jr. traded over for the young Dennis. So now that became the next level of division within the fan base, because now we've just made a move where we traded our young guy who we knew had to develop for 2 guys who've been in the league for a few years, and now the idea of competing again is back on the table. So even during those tank years, whether or not you believed in openly rooting for your team to lose, we were still on the same page of accepting that our team was bad and we were not going to be a playoff team. So now coming into this season, we have a guy who's an all-star. We have a guy in Hardaway who can get points. We fill out the bench with a lot of great role players who any team will be glad to have. Seth Curry, we bring back Maxey, we bring back Dorian Finney-Smith. We got a loaded roster. Our depth is our biggest strength, in my opinion, besides obviously Luka and Kristaps holding it down at the top of the roster. So now it comes back to, what is our goal now? What is our goal? Can we get on one page as a fan base as far as what our team should be looking to achieve this season? And that's the current problem, is that we're not all on the same page. So through my observation, I've determined that we're in 2 camps of division. On one side, you have the OG Mavs fans and the fans that look at sports as black and white. There's winners, there's losers, and if you're going to choose one, you're going to be on the side of choosing to win. Most of these people, and I include myself in this group, respond emotionally to everything that happens to their team. There is no deep, thoughtful analysis of what's going on. You just love your team. You're going to respond to different things as they happen. On the other side, and again, of course, there are going to be outliers, but on the other side, I see most of the younger fans or newer fans to the Mavs fan base. This includes the Luka fans who are coming over with him from Europe, whatever the case may be. Some maybe not even coming from Europe, but just people that jumped on the Luka bandwagon that are coming into the MFFL Twitter situation. The second side also includes a lot of the people who are media related, or whether that's the actual Mavs media team or people closely affiliated with the media team, or people that consider themselves to be news, information, reporter type people on that second side. And so on the first side, the emotional fans, we're back to living and dying with our team. Every win matters. Every game matters. We want to see our team win. We want to root for our team, period. On the other side, you have the people who are going to be more patient and see this as one step in a process, and every game doesn't matter individually necessarily. Our goal this year is to make the playoffs, and as long as we're doing that, it's whatever. And so then that becomes where our division is, and where the arguments stem from, where on the OG emotional side, people are upset when the team loses. They're mad at players, they're mad at the coach, whoever it may be. And the 3 to 5 year plan, new analytical type people are relaxed. It's going to be okay. We're ready on track for where we want to be, etc. and so forth. And each side is having trouble, from what I can see, understanding the other. I personally, I can understand both sides of the coin. I just know what type of fan I am, and I know that when I see the other side, I don't want to be, and I don't really care to discuss the team with fans that are not on the same page, if that makes sense. And I think that a lot of us probably could benefit from segmenting ourselves in that way, or just not engaging with people who are on the opposite side of the fence. So for some people that means blocking people, that means muting people, whatever it may be. If you just don't want to see that stuff on your timeline, that's why those resources are available to you. Now, for the most part, I don't see the need in doing that personally. For me, now if you feel that needs for you, that by all means have at it. But for me personally, I'm fine with seeing it on my timeline. It's not gonna change my day. It's not gonna change what I do as a fan. It's just, again, this is just me observing, taking a step back from it a second, looking at everything that's coming across, and just kind of analyzing where the fan base is. It feels like I've been talking for like 50 minutes, but I'm looking down at it now. It's been like 12. I've said a lot too. I'm going to work on that, I promise. But yeah, so that's kind of what I see. I don't know, maybe you see something different. Maybe, I know a lot of people don't like to be labeled. You don't want to see yourself as being on one side or the other. But again, this is, if I were to go like person by person on my timeline, 90% of you guys will be able to be pigeonholed into one of two camps. Now, there are some people that dance on both sides of that line, but for the most part, it's one or the other. I had written this up as well, and I'll post a written version as well. You might have already seen them. I might have already posted it. I don't know how this timeline is going to work, but essentially, I'm looking at it like this. I like to do analogies. I didn't put the analogy in the written version, but I'll put it in the audio version. If the Mavs are a boxer, right now we're a pretty young boxer. Let's say we're a nice 20-year-old up and comer, right? We have, every year there's going to be a big tournament, and we're going to be in that tournament this year. That's pretty much a foregone conclusion. Now, we're almost done with the fighting season ahead of the tournament, and we can potentially, we got a couple fights coming up. We can win a few more fights and get a better seed for that tournament. Fans like myself are going to see the value in trying to get those fights, win every single fight we can along the way, so we get a better matchup for the tournament. Potentially get a home ring match, because that potential's still out there. Other fans are simply happy with being in the tournament. They don't necessarily they don't believe that our team is in position to win it this year, and that's fine. They see it as this year is a good year for experience, for our young team to go in there, throw some punches, get a round or two, and live to fight another day, come back stronger next year, because we're on a 3 to 5 year track before we were expected to try to be winning that tournament. Whereas fans like myself don't necessarily want to look at the game analytically. We want to be emotional in this sense. And this is the only area, and personally in my life, where I see myself as being emotional, is when it comes to my fanhood and my teams. So if we're in the tournament, it's hard to be completely happy with just being there until it's over. So if we lose in the tournament, if we lose in the playoffs, of course it's fine. We know the expectation wasn't that we would win. But until we're down on the mat, we're not going to be going into the game saying that, we're content. Every game, every playoff match, I'm going to be on the edge of my seat, pulling hard for Kristaps to go off and for Luka to go off and for us to put down whoever is across the court from us. One game at a time, one matchup at a time, one series at a time. Who knows what can happen? Last year, the Warriors literally fell apart in the playoffs. Their two best players went down with injuries. Or two of their three best players. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put that out there. I'm not going to diss Steph. Dang, best Curry. Anyway, but yeah, I don't want to call it a defeatist mentality to say that your team can't win. Obviously, that's the realistic thing, but being a fan to me isn't about being realistic. It's about pulling for your team no matter what, no matter the odds, no matter you're winning or losing. Putting on those colors, going into that arena, going to the bar, wherever you're going to watch the game, and pulling for your team to win no matter what. I've rooted for nothing but underdogs most of my life, so I'm used to going in knowing that my team probably doesn't have a chance and hoping for a miracle. And when to me, it's more satisfying when you get those upset moments, and if it's more fulfilling even to be upset with your team when they lose, when the expectations are high. Now, with all of that said, and with that stupid long analogy, I will say that I personally don't see any healing, any coming together, kumbaya type moment coming for the fan base until we are back on the same page, which likely won't be for another 2 to 3 seasons when we're all back 100% pulling for our team to get back to the mountaintop. I've tried to see a path to where maybe we could all get along, but I personally just don't see it right now. Until we're all on the same page that we're fighting for the ring, then there's going to be little arguments and squabbles and disagreements. Until we all believe in the same players, which is never going to happen again, most likely, there's going to be these little battles, and that's whatever. I hope this has been somewhat informative or interesting. Let me know what you think. I'm going to try to clean this up going forward. I kind of had a plan, and then I kind of deviated from it along the way. But if you're still listening, thank you. In the future with this podcast, it's not just going to be sports talk. I am going to do some of my film stuff on here as well. So, for example, I usually write a review or two every week. I'll probably combine those reviews into individual, or not individual, but into like a podcast. So, for example, this coming week, I'm probably going to see The Invisible Man. And let's see, if I saw a second movie, I'll just talk about both of them in one podcast. I do plan to have guests from time to time. I do hope that I can get just regular people on. I hope to do little segments where I let other people weigh in. I'm hoping this will be fun. I'm hoping it'll be something that people will tune into. If not, it's whatever. But again, I'll be doing the written and the audio just to kind of see what where the traction is. And again, thank you for listening. Follow me online at Bibbs Corner for the sports stuff, at Bibbs Film for the film stuff. If you right now want to hear about politics and socialism, hit me up on at MBibbs as well, my personal account. For the time being, that's all I have to say. I wanted to get this around 20 minutes. I have accomplished that, so peace.